Connect the build.
Welcome, Slaapyhoofd. Thanks for joining me in this quick talk. Let's start with a short introduction about yourself. Can you tell us something about you and your background and your occupation right now?
Yes. Hi, Edward.
Hi.
Yes, I'm Slaapyhoofd, sleepyhead for the English listeners. I'm a full stack developer with a passion for front end. I'm now almost 5 or 6 years in the Bitcoin space, and 2 years ago I started listening to Satoshi Radio. And after that I tried to help in the background and extend my knowledge of the Bitcoin and the Lightning Network. So now I try to help some open source projects and host my own.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Slaapyhoofd. Yeah, or Sleepyhead, I can call you like that. Well, for the listeners, international listeners who don't know the Satoshi Radio podcast, it's a Dutch podcast, it's the biggest in the Netherlands. So great that it actually does something for people that are listening to get in action and experiment with Lightning. When we knew we would be a media partner of Bitcoin Magazine for the Bitcoin Amsterdam 2022 conference, we immediately wanted to do something amazing there, something new for us. And we combined effort with the team of Connect the World and the Daily Moon, especially Yvette, Sleepyhead, you're here, and Ramon. We created the NFC card powered on LNBits, and it was all made possible by the guys from Satsback, and the first Connect the World node, which I had to set up, is powered by the services of TunnelSats. So also everybody that helped, thanks, because this is a great thing that we can next week we can use it live in action. My goal with this quick talk is to have a short conversation about the technical effort we made to make this possible, so others can also experiment with it. So let's start with the first question I have. What was your exact role in the whole process?
So it all started with the idea to create the NFC cards for the conference, but we all didn't have a clue how to start. So I started experimenting, ordered some blank NFC cards, and just figuring out how it should work with the LNURL. And after some successful first test, I started making a script because we didn't want to give away one card. We wanted to give away 500 cards. So we don't want to do that manually. So I started making a script in JavaScript, and that worked. And after that, we started thinking about it. And Yvette came up with the idea that we should do it online, because probably more people want to do something like this and create badge card for a conference or a meetup or even a small event they're doing ourselves. So we thought making it a web version, and that's how it started when we created the the nfc-brrr website to create the cards in batch.
Yeah. I want to go in that later on. That's the batch working. That's the most difficult thing, of course, because 500 cards is just very much. What are the options that someone has when he or she has an NFC card? What can you do with it at a conference or elsewhere?
The cards we are going to provide is for paying. So it consists of an LNURL. So if you give that to a proof payment terminal that accepts NFC, it can withdraw funds from your card. But you have more options. You can also write an NFC card with the LNURL-P. In that case, it's more for if you want an exact amount for some kind of product. So if you want to pay 5,000 sats for something, you can just use the LNURL-P and always pay 5,000 sats.
Yeah.
And we chose to do it with the simple NTAG 2114 cards, I think. That's easier, but you also have the options to do bold cards, also with LNBits.
Yeah.
But it's more secure, but it makes the process more complex, and the cards are more expensive. So we chose to do it with the simple cards.
Yeah, to do it yourself. And well, it simulates the experience we have with fiat money, of course. But then
it's
even better because you can program it yourself. So that's
it's
nice.
great for the cards we are providing. It's custodial for us for a couple of months, and then we're going to wipe the wallets. But you can do it yourself if you have your own node and an LNBits instance. You can do it all non-custodial yourself.
Yeah. Well, that's the topic that I want to discuss further, because if someone else wants to tackle this, you just mentioned some conditions that are important at first. So you need the NTAG specification card to make it easy. Are there any other things that are needed to get you started? Well, the LNBits installation with a node, of course.
Yeah, so the most important part is your own node, an LNBits instance, which is also available to ClearNet, so not only to Tor, or else the payments won't work.
Yeah.
And what we are using for writing the cards is just an Android phone with Chrome installed.
Okay.
So you can't write the cards with Apple, or you can maybe with an app, but if you do everything want to do it with one with the batch script and online, you can just do it by your phone, and you need Chrome to write the cards.
So an old
that's
smartphone with Android just gets you going. Yeah, and to run LNBits on ClearNet, is that difficult, or can anyone do it?
In theory, anyone can do it. It depends how you want to do it. The way we did it is with TunnelSats. So our LNBits instance is hosted on a VPS. With TunnelSats, we have a secure connection to our node through VPN. But in theory, it's also possible to run LNBits on your own node. But then you have to do some magic with DNS servers and exposing your IP and linking it to a URL.
Indeed.
But there are more possibilities to do it.
Yeah, great. And if we zoom in on the settings needed for LNBits, how did you approach this, and which settings on LNBits are of great importance to set up?
In general, we didn't have to change much. The default LNBits is set up in a way that everybody can make wallets. We were messing around a little bit with it, and we blocked that, and then we had some problem with our batch script. But the default settings of LNBits should be fine, because then everybody can create wallets on your LNBits instance. Yeah. And for the rest, what I said before, the LNBits instance has to be on ClearNet, so available to a URL, not only Tor. Yeah,
and then you can also attach a DNS to it, and then you can make it easier to go to that website. And you talked about it earlier, to batch create and write LNBits wallets to the NFC cards. You wrote a script yourself called nfc-brrr-machine. Great name. Can you explain why you need this and how it exactly works? And also if it's possible to batch fund these wallets, because that's also needed, of course, if you want to put funds on more than one wallet.
Yes, like I said before, to do it manually would be a lot of work and very error prone. You're gonna make mistakes when you do 500. So I like to automate things, and we created the batch script. After we make the version which we use locally, we put it online to make it easier for other people to also use it. That's when the nfc-brrrr-machine was created. And the most important thing is you can just specify what you want to do. So for different use cases, someone want to use the withdraw function or the deposit function, depending how you're gonna give the card to the person who's gonna use it. You want to provide a way to access the card. So you can provide an access URL to the LNBits wallet, or you can enable LND Hub, and then you can just import it in Blue Wallet and use it like a normal Lightning wallet. You can just make a QR to deposit funds. So that's all options in the NFC-brrrr tool. And one of the last options we added, because we also needed it ourselves, is to fund all the wallets, because you also have to pay for all the cards you want to fill up. You have to pay an invoice. So that is also part of the batch process. You have to fill in how many sets every wallet should need. And before the batch process starts, it also checks your main wallet if there are enough funds. or else it won't start the batch creating, or else you have to do the payments manually eventually. So
that really sounds amazing. So if you have an event and want to give out those cards, then you use this, and it's super easy. And you just said about importing the NFC card with LND Hub with Blue Wallet, for example. What benefit does this give you? You can then fund it through the Blue Wallet, or
because the card is just a static URL. You can't really deposit funds on it. So you want to interact with your wallet. And LNBits has an extension to use LND Hub. And LND Hub is something you can use in Blue Wallet.
Yeah.
And Blue Wallet is one of the easier wallets people know. And you can just really easy just import that URL, and you have full control over the wallet. So sending and receiving.
So when comparing this to a normal fiat bank account, then you have your GUI UX with Blue Wallet, and you can use it like that, and then your card is attached to it, so you see all the transactions. That's easy, and sounds great.
It's almost the same, only a little bit better.
Indeed, and you can change the conditions and program it differently. So that's awesome. And why is there an expiration date on the funds of the cards? And what can you do with the card afterwards? Because it's just a fun way to give out these cards and to use it for the first time, to really let people see how easy the Lightning Network can work. And we want to help people to use it themselves afterwards. So all the cards we write are rewritable, so you can rewrite them after you used it with our LNURL. Yeah.
And we have some explanation on the site how you can do that. But the most important thing is we don't want to be a custodial. So this is just for test, and we want to help people on board. And after that, we're going to sweep the wallets, and the funds we're going to donate to a good cause, I think. So
great.
Even if you lose the sats you were given, they will go to a good cause.
Yeah, so the main thing is experiment, use it, deplete it, and then try to use it yourself by programming or doing some other things with it. So the card is usable afterwards, and it just sets you free to experiment yourself. What is your best advice that you would give to someone who wants to take this on themselves? Some hurdle that you stumbled upon?
I think the same thing I did. I started in the Satoshi Radio community, started talking with people, trying to help where I can. I like programming, but everybody can is good at something else. So you can help in all kind of different ways. But just the best thing is just to try something out and do it and learn by doing. That's how I learn by doing most things.
Yeah, that's exactly what we all also say in the Rings of Fire project. And by doing it yourself.
And help each other.
Yeah.
Because...
like in the group.
Each other, because the community helps a lot.
That's absolutely right. Yeah. Well, thanks, Sleepyhead, for having this talk with me. And thanks for explaining the technical side of building this NFC card yourself, which you can really use in real life. So that's just great. Thanks again. And I think, for everyone who wants to in... thanks. And for everyone who wants to get in contact with you or want to know more about this tool on GitHub, I will attach the links in the show notes, and it also has, I think, a step-by-step plan or workflow to do it yourself or to know what to do with the cards afterwards. And if someone is in Bitcoin Amsterdam, then just run by us. You're also there, Sleepyhead. So the whole team is there.
Yeah.
And there you can talk with us. So thanks for listening and watching. And if you like this quick talk, then don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. And till next time, have a nice one, Sleepyhead. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.
Connetti il mondo.